Pressure tonight on the White House to pardon former Border Patrol agents Ignacio Ramos and Jose Campion. And that pressure is rising. So far, President Bush has only promised to look into the case. The agents are beginning their lengthy prison terms while the wounded illegal alien Mexican drug smuggler, given immunity by the Justice Department to testify against those agents, remains free. And he's filed a $5 million lawsuit against the U.S. government. Casey Wyan reports.
Former Border Patrol agents Ignacio Ramos and Jose Campion were transferred this week to their new homes for the next 11 and 12 years. Federal prisons, each more than 1,000 miles from their families in El Paso. At the same time, efforts to win release for the men, convicted of shooting and wounding a Mexican drug smuggler near the Texas border 2 years ago, are intensifying.
This is outrageous. I mean, these two men put their lives on the line to protect our country. And I've read the case. I've gone through all the facts. Maybe they made mistakes. Maybe they didn't make mistakes. Look, I don't trust a drug dealer, number one.
Federal lawmakers are demanding the Justice Department release documents relating to the decision to prosecute the agents and grant immunity to an admitted illegal alien Mexican drug smuggler.
And the question is, why is the government stonewalling the truth? Why don't they just come and level with us and let us know what was behind all of this prosecution?
One of the documents from the Homeland Security Department's Office of Inspector General we first disclosed 5 months ago. It shows smuggler Oscar Aldrete Davila admitted to a Border Patrol agent he was transporting a drug load the day he was shot. That admission took place 5 days before prosecutors granted him immunity, contradicting statements by U.S. Attorney Johnny Sutton that he couldn't prosecute the smuggler because of a lack of evidence. Meanwhile, Sutton has launched a public relations offensive. While declining our interview requests, Sutton has made other media appearances defending his prosecution.
He has targeted the men who were defending us. He's tried to demonize them. He's called them corrupt. They've never had any charges of corruption. He said that they had a bad record. They've never had any disciplinary actions against them all.
A bill sponsored by California Republican Congressman Duncan Hunter to pardon the agents now has 77 co-sponsors. Congressional sources say the White House has promised to review the case once the official trial transcripts are released, which could happen within the next several weeks. Lou.
Casey, as you continue reporting on this, as we continue to focus on this case, the idea that the Department of Homeland Security has still not responded to Congressman Michael McCall, who, when he chaired the Homeland Security Committee, requested the report, the IG report on this case. This is, and every congressman I've talked with about this, is absolutely furious about it.
It raises huge questions, Lou. We of course, spoke with Congressman Ted Poe of Texas today, and one of the things he said, he's a former judge, and in his experience, it was always the prosecutors that wanted to get all the evidence and the information out in criminal cases. This time, it's the prosecutors, he says, who want to hide the evidence, Lou.
Yeah, and it's really interesting, the fact that U.S. Attorney Johnny Sutton, who I had a off-the-record discussion with months ago, who said he could not talk on the air at that time because of the proceedings, said he would come on here and talk. We've continued to put an invitation out there. He is apparently comfortable talking with other news outlets, perhaps not as well informed about the case as I think this broadcast is. Certainly you, Casey Wyan. He seems to be resistant to going before our audience and addressing the truth of the matter.
He has stated publicly that he's anxious to talk once the trial transcripts are out. When that happens, maybe he'll talk to us, Lou.
Well, we can hope, and we can hope that Agents Ramos and Campion, that somebody in that White House finally gets up the spine to take a look at these facts and do the right thing. In my opinion, this is a travesty of justice, and it is, and thank goodness for Congressman Rorabacher, Congressman Poe, these men in Congress, Republicans all, by the way, and it's startling that there's not a single Democrat lined up in behalf of these agents, and we need to understand what that is all about. We need to understand too why LULAC, the La Raza, all of these ethnocentric organizations, these men after all are by ethnicity Hispanic. Why in the world haven't they looked into this issue? Why in the world, where is the ACLU? Because these men certainly have a right to their concern. Casey?
Well, Lou, we have contacted in the past some of those Latino rights organizations, and none of them took the opportunity to weigh in on the case. Right. As for the ACLU, not sure what their stance is on this case. We'll have to check that out for you.
All right. Thank you very much, Casey Wine.
Okay.
Excellent job of reporting as always.